Hello everyone, my name is Jera Lopez and this is Jera's tips for writing scholarship essays. Before we jump into the tips, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why scholarship essays are so important. I think that they're super important because there are a ton of students who go to UWO, which means there are a ton of students applying for scholarships. This means that the same scholarships you are applying for, there's also a lot of other students applying for it as well. So the scholarship essays are what single you guys out and decide who gets the scholarship. So that means this is very important to take time and do them well and make sure they're good. Now jumping into the tips. I think the very first tip, and probably the most important one, is just to start them as soon as they come out. So they come out like a couple months before the deadline, and I would start them as soon as you can. Because there are so many opportunities, it's very important to start them early and take time to do them well before the deadline. And that way you can avoid missing out on any opportunities. The second tip is to think about your educational and career and personal goals and possibly write them down if you can, because many times this is what's asked in a ton of scholarships. Along with that, you should also write down why you chose the major that you did, because this is asked a lot too. The third tip, to keep a record of your extracurricular activities along with volunteer activities and leadership activities. You should also try to include the dates if you can, because this is also asked on a ton of scholarships, and this way you can keep the record from freshman year to senior year and use them on all the scholarships that you need for this. The fourth tip is to find 1 or 2 references, because a lot of the scholarships ask you to have references. So that way you can find them ahead of time instead of scrambling to find them last minute. You should try to find references in your major, but if you cannot, they do accept other references as well. So this would probably be someone that you've had in class and you interacted with a lot, so they know you. I would just double check and make sure that they're okay with filling stuff out about you, because a lot of times scholarships send them a link and ask them questions about you. So they need to know you well and have to be okay with doing this. And a lot of times this people who you choose to have a reference, they'll be your reference from freshman year to senior year. So it's good to find these, write them down, or put them somewhere so you can have their information. And yeah, so that's part 1 of scholarship essay tips. Come back next week for part 2. I'll see you all next time on Jera's Tips. Bye.